Hello, hello, plannerets. How are you? Now, if your mind is already feeling cluttered and it's only the start of the month, you're in the right place. So maybe your to do list is scattered across sticky notes, random apps, or five different notebooks. And instead of feeling organized, you're juggling it all in your head. Well, today we're going to fix that with a simple brain dump. And by the end of this session, you'll feel clearer, lighter, and ready to step into the new month with intention. Let's go. Excellent. Nice to see you all here. Before we jump in, let's say hello to everyone in the live chat. And do let me know if you are new here. Type new in the comment section or in the live chat so then I and the plannerets can welcome you with open arms. So let's see who's here. I did see Elle says, wow, what happened here? What is going on with my edit text? What is going on? Let's see. What font did I use? Let's do English. What's going on? Does this help? Let's see. Let's see. Let's try this again. I think I had wingdings on. I'm way too early, never too early, Elle. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Cindy, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you? Hi, Marianne and the plannerets. I love it. I love it. Hello, Michelle. It is Michelle. Yes, I think it is Michelle. I haven't seen you in a while. Hi, everyone. My headphones were not cooperating. I hope it's all working well for you. Erin, nice to see you. Thank you so much. Yes, long time no see. Where have you been? I hope you have been well. And September, the start of September, has been good to you. Now, of course, if you are catching this on replay, make sure to also drop a quick hello in the comment section because I would love to know who is here. I love me some wingdings. Yes, I think you know how when you're just pressing any button on the keyboard and then suddenly, yes, well, those little question marks that first showed up was very much my head at the moment. Huh? It's one of those things. Amanda, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, as like I said, if you are new here, don't be shy. We plannerets are a nice, welcoming bunch. Now, we are going to get Marianne. Where did you get hair so long? I know. Look how long it is. It's because I haven't cut it because I'm too scared to cut it because it has been breaking really badly. And so here, and I didn't know where the breakages was, whether it's from the scalp or from the middle of it. But I've been good. Elle Naturally, Elle, who has her own YouTube channel, has been helping me with type of different shampoo, conditioner, hair care that will help repair it. And I think it's doing well. I haven't seen a lot, still seeing quite a bit of fallouts in my hairbrush, but not as much. So do check out Elle Naturally YouTube channel for hair care, skincare, routines, and all the great advice that she has. All right, now look, I used to sit down on a Monday morning or a Sunday afternoon with coffee and just stare at my planner and think, where do I even start? I'd end up with lists here, reminders over there. And honestly, it felt like I was just like catching up. But when I started doing a regular brain dump and sharing it along with you, my lovely folks here on YouTube, it completely changed how my weeks and months felt. It became my reset, my non negotiable. And here on YouTube, we do this every first Sunday of the month. And I so appreciate you being here, enjoying this time with me and taking a little bit of time for yourself. Because remember, planning is also a form of self-care. So why brain dump? Okay, so here's what I want you to walk away with today. One, a clearer and clearer mind. Okay, we're going to empty everything out of our head and put it down on paper with and no more juggling. Okay. 2, it's going to help us spotlight what actually matters versus what's all this noise. You know, we just think that because we have things on our planner and things on our to-do list, that we are being productive, or being busy is being productive, but we're going to focus on actually what matters versus what is noise. And brain dumping also helps give us breathing room. Take a breath with me. Okay, this is going to help leave space for the unexpected, things that we never planned for, because guess what? Things are always gonna come up. Sound good, right? Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Carrie, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. We are just about to start our brain dump session. Okay, so if you haven't already downloaded your free the Calm and Clear Starter Kit, which includes the brain dump. Let me pop that on the live chat now. The starter kit, there it is. So, of course, don't print it now. Just open a blank page in your planner, or grab a blank piece of paper. But for next time, grab the Calm and Clear Starter Kit, because that is where you will find the brain dump guide. So if and when you are not able to join us on our live brain dump session on the first Sunday of each month, you can follow the brain dump as step 1 to step 4. But it's always nice to go and do these sort of things with a group of like-minded people, because it sort of helps us, keeps us accountable, because if we know it's there and we go, yeah, I'll do that later, and then later never comes because it's too late, you've been busy, you haven't even taken any time off for a break. So always try and make sure you come and join me and the rest of the plannerettes here first Sunday of each month. And if I'm good, I will plan ahead and have the live stream scheduled way beforehand. Adil, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you being here. And we are going to get ready to brain dump everything out of our head and onto paper. And also in the brain dump, or in the Calm and Clear Starter Kit, so this is included in the freebie, there is also a brain dump trigger list. So if you are new to brain dumping, and sometimes even if you have lots and lots of things in your head, you can't actually think when it comes to time to brain dump it all on paper. So that there is a brain dump trigger list, so it can help start the ball rolling and start reminding you, what sort of things do I need to get out of my head? Ideas that keep popping up, conversations in my mind, stuff I haven't started yet. So this is just a few different examples of things you might be storing in there and trying to remember, and it's taking up space, and it's making you overwhelmed. It's giving you anxious thoughts. It's stressing you out. So the brain dump trigger list is there for you. And of course, the brain dump, it's just a plain piece of paper with grid lines, very faint grid lines. So if you are like me, that want to, keep your handwriting nice and straight, that is there. Now, the to-do list is not part of the freebie. That is in my shop, but we'll talk about that a little later. So have you, hello there, Ronnie Cat, just about to go and do the brain dumping now. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Now, grab your piece of paper, grab your favorite pen. So the one I'm using today is the Pilot Friction Way. Where is the name of it? Oh, I can't see. It's very faint, and I'm going to use, this is, I think, Cheeky Pink. So it's a nice light one. So if I do write anything that, I might want to keep to myself, it's not, blasted for the, for the whole of YouTube to see. But I don't have anything to hide, I don't think. Anyway, we will see, because I need to get it out of my head down on paper. So what I'll do now is I'm going to put 10 minutes on the screen. Okay, what's your job? Your only job is to write everything down. And if you have your brain dump printable, fantastic. If not, blank piece of paper, blank page in your planner, that is all okay, because it's just really get everything out. All right, no judgment, no filtering. If it's there, get it on paper. All right, so then, now, let us go. Are you ready? 10 minutes on the timer, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's Well, that really felt good. I loved it. I had to even use my brain dump trigger guide or trigger list to see what else I was keeping in my head that maybe hasn't come up to the surface or bubbled to the surface, and I found a few things. So remember, the brain dump trigger list is also part of the free, the calm and clear starter kits. I saw Gloria popping by. Hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And Irene, the budgeting mama. Hello, how are you? Hope your start of your September has been good to you and hasn't been too stressful. I know you do have a lot of things on your plate. So hopefully today's brain dump and weekly reset is going to help set you up and make things a little bit lighter, clearer, and maybe a little bit calmer. So tell me, how do you feel if those of you that brain dumped along with me or popped in halfway through? How do you feel right now after getting those stuff in your head that's taking up space? Remember, I think it was David Allen from the How to Get Things Done book that he says, our mind is not for keeping storage of all these ideas, as a memory bank. That's why it's important to take it out of your head and put it down on paper. So then this also gives you a little bit of space. You get to see it a lot clearer because it's not in there. You can see it. It's visual. They say that you can't read the label from inside the bottle. I think I heard that first time that Ali Abdal had quoted it. So it's really important. If it's in front of us like this, well, first of all, us taking our pen and putting it down on paper, it gives us a lot of, it takes it, it's not swirling in your head, gathering momentum, especially if it's one of those thoughts that maybe, self-doubt, limiting belief, imposter syndrome, when you're comparing yourself with others, they can start to brew if you don't acknowledge it. First of all, note it down, write it on paper, and then that can get you stuck and feeling overwhelmed. So let me know how you are feeling right now after a brain dump. Do you feel better? Is it, maybe you have written a few things that's, a little bit jarring for you? Let me know. Tell me in one word how you feel. In the meantime, what we do with our brain dump now, it's all great that we've got it out of our head, but we don't stop there, okay? We can now, so at the moment, so it's all over the place. You probably have written random things, random thoughts, things you need to do today, things you need to do tomorrow. So we are now going to categorize our thoughts into something that we can then take action, because it's the thing that allows us to make sure that we are not just getting it out of our head and down on paper, but we are now going to categorize it in a manner that will make sense and prioritize things. Because I know if you're like me, in the past, I used to have lots of, to-do lists and then don't really know exactly where to start. Or I feel that all of it is important, all of it is urgent, and then you feel like you're running around, chasing your own tail. So it's really important. Michelle says, release. Busy brain enjoys this outlet. Oh, I'm so glad that, yes, it's that, it's like that pressure cooker. You release it, you release that pressure, and then it just makes you feel a lot lighter. Hello, Brenda, nice to see you. Oh, darn, I got the wrong time and missed the beginning. All good. So hopefully you can come back. For anyone who has just joined, you can always come back and do the brain dump again. Or sometimes, if Marianne talks a little bit longer than normal, you can go back a little bit and then just do it times 2. But I do like to take 10 minutes for my brain dumping. So then that way it's sort of like squeezing a lemon, lemon, and trying to get as much juice out of it. So when you first start brain dumping, it may take you a lot longer, and take that time, you're 10 and add another 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But then as you do it on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, your brain will start to trust you that, hey, it's okay, I don't have to worry about storing all of this and holding on to all these thoughts, because I know Marianne once a week will do a brain dump to get it all out on paper. So your brain is going to start trusting you, and you need to have this trust in your own planning system. And it takes time. It's like any other habit. The more you do it, the more consistent you're at it, the better you get at it. So I'm glad to see you here, Brenda. I always love seeing your name. All right, so what do we do once we've brain dumped all of these ideas? So in our brain dump guide, okay, so you've written everything without judgment or filter. We're now going to categorize it. Now, this is the category that has been working well for me. In the past, I used to categorize, when I homeschooled my younger son, homeschool stuff, home stuff, personal stuff, school stuff for the kids, family. And so you can also categorize it in a way that makes sense to you. But then if you categorize, let's say, home and work, and then work has lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff on your list, then we may need to break it down even more. And that's why for me, categorizing it in a timeline has worked a lot better. Andrea, hello, nice to see you. Currently writing in my gratitude journal. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. What's PNW? Please let me know. My brain's not working. I bet you it is something really obvious, but my brain. It's 11:30 here on Sunday morning in Sydney, Australia. I hope you are having a wonderful time, like Andrea writing in her gratitude journal. I love it. So we're going to categorize in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections, and I'm going to put a timer on the screen, 1 minute for each. So then that way you're only focusing on one thing at a time, because that is the most important. If we focus on too many things all at the same time, we spread ourselves thin and we're not as effective or efficient in whatever tasks we do. So this multitasking that, a lot of people have said women are great at, I think we were just forced to multitask because we have to get everything done, because if we don't do it, it won't get done. So we're not supposed to be multitasking, even though it's like, oh, Marianne is great at multitasking. No, it's important to focus on one thing at a time, because you will do a better job at it. Pacific Northwest. Okay. Nice to see you from the US. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay, so grab your markers. So I am using the Zebra Mildliner double-sided highlighters. So one side is the chiseled end, and then the other side is the fine tip end. Okay, so grab your brain dump list, whatever color you want to do, whatever color makes sense for you. The first one is look at your brain dump list and have a look at the things you need to do today and need to do tomorrow. That's it for the moment. Pick whatever color you want. I'm picking green. Stick to it, so then you get to know your own color coding. So whatever your favorite is, I like to use green as in for go, as in like I got to do this today or tomorrow. So review your list, highlight, circle, whatever it is that will make it stand out, whatever color, and everything that you need to do today and tomorrow. Mainly things that are non-negotiable, as in it is time or day sensitive. When you start to look at your list, you now can go, if you start circling all of them for today and tomorrow, that is when you will know that is where your overwhelm is, because you are not prioritizing on what matters most right now. That if it doesn't get done today, maybe for work or an appointment or a call or an email that you need to get done by today, other things you start to now question it. Is this something that I can leave until maybe Wednesday or Thursday? All right, I'm going to put 1 minute timer on the screen. Things you need to do for today and tomorrow, circle or highlight. I'm using green for it, and let us go. Hello, Azalea. How are you watching from Pennsylvania, USA? Thank you so much. Is this the first time you here? Because I think this is the first time I've seen. Let me know if you are new to my live at least, or have typed in our chat. I would love to know if this is your first time. Double-sided. Yes. What did I? What is that funny? What did I do? Double-ended. Double-ended? I think double-ended is probably what Michelle's talking about. Double-ended. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right, let's go. 1 minute on the screen today and tomorrow. Highlight or circle. Let's go. Okay, now, of course, if you need longer, you can always go back. But I want to make sure, because we do have a lot of other things that are, we need to go and discuss. We can always come back to it. I love it. Yay, Azalea, nay. Oh, I'm muted. Hang on. Let's do that again, Marianne. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome to the Plannerettes little community here on YouTube. I appreciate you. I know, sorry, laughing at myself from last time. Oh, yes, that's right. It was first time you had figured out that, yes. It took me probably a year until someone actually showed, when I did bullet journaling, that yes, because you would never know. There's nothing that says, apart probably on the package or on the barrel. Nope. But yes, double-ended. There we go. Excellent. Loving the music. Yes, it's important. It's really funny how music really moves you as well. So one of the things that I would love for you to do is create yourself a little playlist. If you're my age, back in the day when it was mixtapes, all your favorite songs, and you'd listen to the radio and press play and record at the same time at your cassette tape, recording all these music on the radio. Create yourself a little playlist. I call mine My Happy Songs. So anything that either gets me, in a good mood, gets me dancing and moving, or things that's from, my high school years, during like the school dance that my best friend and I, regardless of where we are in the room, would always jump onto the dance floor, those things. So yes, music is one of the wonderful things that can help uplift your mood, and that's why it's really important that we put a good music into our brain dump. So really important. Ladies, let's help Marianne with the likes. Yes, thank you so much, Gloria. You are beautiful. Thank you. Yes, hit that thumbs up button if you are getting value and you are enjoying each other's company in the live chat. Yay, welcome. Excellent. Oh, you're so welcome, Azalea. And Azalea, hopefully I'm saying your name properly, and let me know if I am not, because that's really important. That sometimes when it's written down, we don't know the intonations or the pronunciation. notifications. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so if you still have, look, we're going to go through it again with the different categories, so you'll spot that, oh, that's something I need to do today. But the next category is I'm going to use blue, again from our little brain dump guide. Blue is things for this week's priorities. So it's not for today or tomorrow, but you need to do it within the next 7 days, or at least review it, refer to it. So a lot of the things on our list, it's I think we fall into the trap that thinking that once it's on there, that we finish it at the same time or the same day. As long as you are taking one small actionable step at a time, that is part of progress, and you can tick that as a win. But sometimes when we have something on our list and go, oh, I need to action this week, does not necessarily mean you got to complete it to the end. So if you have a task that has multiple steps, if for this week if it's just to find the phone number of a doctor to make an appointment, that is completed task. And the next week you can do the next step. So really important that you don't put so much pressure on yourself thinking that once it's on your task or to-do list, it needs to be done all at the same time or all in one go. All right, so take your blue marker or whatever marker you have for things to do for the week. So within the next 7 days, but is not for today or tomorrow. Let's go. Okay, I've got a few things already for my priority for the week. And the beauty about categorizing the things that was originally in your head, all, swirling around in there, no structure, not making sense, bouncing around, gathering momentum. Once you put it down on paper, and you start to categorize it with colorful markers, especially, of course, if you're a visual person, you then get to see that, maybe I have a lot on my today and tomorrow list, or, oh my eye, I have lots to do this week. And then you start to see how much you are putting on your plate, on your to-do plate. Now, and that's where the overwhelm comes in, is you feel like you have to get everything done either right now or very, very soon, because they're all important, they're all urgent. But you do not have that amount of time, because first of all, you got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to go and do all your daily things, like maybe pick up the kids, go to their weekend sports, or meet up with friends, and of course your self-care. Okay, we actually don't have 24 hours in a day to do stuff, because hopefully if you get good sleep, 8 hours of that is taken up with sleep. 3 to 4 hours is taken up with eating your meals, and then making sure you leave enough space for your self-care, your breaks, and for anything that will come up, for sure, that will come up unexpected. So when you start to see your brain dump categorized in this way, and you have a lot on your today, tomorrow, and this week list, you will start to review it in a more not brutal way, but you're going to start going, no, I don't have that time for that this week. I can always leave it till next week. So you start to ask yourself, does this matter right now? Okay, so really important. We'll do that in a second. Irene says, yes, music sets the mood. I like to use upbeat, fast music to speed clean. Yes, because of course that helps you, move to the music and then you do things a little bit quicker. And then, of course, if you want to relax and do some brain dump without the pressure, nice, mellow, lo fi type of soft music is wonderful as well. Hello, Elle. Nice to see you back again. Yes, I saw you nice and early. Now, just go back. I did mention your channel as well to help us with hair care and skincare. Hello, hello, everyone. I appreciate you being here. All right. So, okay, the next category that we're going to circle or group are things for this month. So things for September. So if you are watching this in September, of course, if you're watching this on replay, whatever month you're in, or for the next 30 days. So for me, I'm going to use purple. What are things you would like to look into, not necessarily action or complete, but what you would like to look into for the next month or the next 30 days? I'm using purple, so let's put the 1 minute timer on, circle anything that's, you would like to do for the next 30 days. Oh, I was here and lost electricity. I hope everything's okay where you are, Elle. So keep safe. Make sure that you got all the emergency stuff for when, yes, you lose electricity. So I appreciate you taking your time being here with us today. All right, so we're going to go and categorize things we would like to look into for the next 30 days or this month. Let's go. Okay, looks like for me, I have circled all of the things that I have brain dumped for today. For you, if you still have quite a few things, the next two categories, go back and circle them. But the next category that's on our guide, I'm going to use, or you use yellow. Anything you have written down that's not within this month, but you want to make sure that you are reviewing later on, maybe at the end of the month, because my previous brain dump, I had it in a little notebook section. So previous brain dumps, I'll show you, as you can see. Let's see. So I've crossed off the things I've reviewed. Oh, there's one there actually. Review. Okay, I need to make sure. I'll write that down because let me write that down in today's. So let's say you did have anything that's, you have written down in your brain dump, but not for today, tomorrow, the week, or the month. Review Instagram Reels. You can always go back later when you are doing another brain dump or you're setting up for the new week to repost. See? All this stuff that I had written back on 6th of July, I can trust myself now that I will not let anything fall through the cracks. And that's when your brain starts to trust you. So it doesn't have to hold on to those things, and taking up space. All right, so let's see. Let me have a look at last week's. So, okay, so this was last week's. So all these things here, I will review later on, or actually I might review on the when we're categorizing next to make sure, have I completed them? Do I need to carry them over for this new week? So I'll review that. So for the next category, use your yellow or whatever color will make sense for you. Anything you have written down that you would like to look into outside of this current month. And then we will talk about a little bit later what to do with those things. Okay, so I'll put a timer on the screen. Anything you would like to do outside of this current month. Hello, Island Girl Tracy. What should you do when your brain dump end up with pages worth of things to do? Okay, this is what we're doing right now. So we took just a little, for those of you that have just joined in, we took 10 minutes to get things out of our head, down on paper. We're categorizing. So if you haven't, for those of you that haven't downloaded my free Calm and Clear starter kit, it includes the brain dump guide. Okay, and we're going to categorize things that we would need to like or need to do for today, tomorrow, this week, and this month, or within the next 30 days. That's it we're doing for the moment. We're just categorizing. We're not doing anything else because what we're doing is taking one thing at a time. We're not overwhelming ourselves with steps that's, ahead. It's like, let's just focus on this current step we're doing right now. So the question from Tracy is, what should you do when your brain dump end up with pages worth of things to do? Because this is just a brain dumping. This is not your task list. Okay, we're going to do that after. This is just you categorizing, making sense of what was in your head before, all, jumbled up together. We're now just categorizing them. So if you can imagine grouping your laundry, okay? So if you dumped your clean laundry, you've got your basket of laundry and you dumped it on the dining table, think of that. Here's my analogy, because for those of you who have hung around me long enough, I love my analogies. Okay, brain dump is your clean laundry that you've just taken out of the basket and put on the dining table. It's all jumbled up. Okay, once it's all on the table, because you now see it, it gives you a little bit of space. This part where we're categorizing, it's not our task list. What we're categorizing is we're putting socks together, underwear together, the boys' t-shirts, your things, things for the linen cupboard. Okay, let me know, give me a thumbs up on the live chat if this is making sense. So your brain dump is not your to-do list. Okay, this is just you, as the name suggests, dumping it, but then we take the next step. Once we just don't dump it and then leave it at that and go off that as our task list, because that's where it's like, it's still overwhelming. Okay, all we got to do is categorize it for the moment. So let me know if that makes sense. And for those of you, I love that question, because in the past, I just used to do a brain dump and leave it at that and would go and still be overwhelmed by it because it's a jumbled mess. But when you start to categorize, as you can see, you start to see, so once you start to know your color coding, so this part is more personal, not work related. No, it's also work related. This is everything you need to do. So everything that was in your head, write it down. Thoughts, tasks for the home, for work. So so no judgment, no filter. So it's not just for personal, everything in your head. So if it's both work, home, family, whatever, but it's just brain dumping. So if you just joined, I explain everything from the beginning of what we're doing each and every step. Okay, so your brain dump is not your to-do list. So I think that's where I know I fell into that trap, went off it and went, so what we've just done is categorize. Island Girl, yes, thank you. I love that. And Cindy as well, yes, makes sense. So categorizing it. So the laundry, think of it as the laundry, right? Your laundry has work clothes and weekend clothes, and it's got linen stuff, okay? Think of it, if you can always think as a brain dump for that analogy, your clean laundry just dumped on the dining table or wherever you do your folding on the bed, okay? And then the categorizing is just sorting. We're not putting it away yet. We're just sorting. So the next category, what did I say? Was yellow. So in the brain dump guide, Tracy, there is categories. the grouping section. So we're going to do anything you have brain dumped that you would like to look into for future. So not within the next 30 days or this month, we're going to color it in yellow. Love this, so helpful. Yeah, isn't it? Because you know me, I love analogies because I'm such a visual person that I need to put into a way that I can see it like that. Okay, so laundry, and actually the laundry analogy was just one I thought of today because when I try and explain something to someone else, I have to also be able to visualize it for myself. So laundry is dumping, or brain dumping is like laundry, getting on things on your bed to organize. Okay, so let's go. 1 minute on the timer. If you have your brain dumped along with me, anything for the future, whether that's for October, later on in the year, next year, maybe you'll put, I'd love to go on a holiday, or I'd love to try a new hobby. Okay, so 1 minute on the timer. If you, like me, have circled everything, take this time to see if there's anything else that you could squeeze out of that brain of yours that we haven't written down yet. Let's Okay, while I was doing that, while the timer was on, as part of my plannerets in the Circle membership, when we talked about positive affirmations that we can take into the month, one of my wonderful plannerets, Gail, spoke about a positive affirmation that she heard from Louise Hay. I see myself with eyes of love. Because we want to walk into the new month being kind to ourselves. And so I wrote this down. I also wrote it in my daily planner, but I wrote it down as well on here because I know I'm going to probably be referring to my brain dump for the next couple of days when I set up my plan. So I want to remind myself to see myself with eyes of love and be kind and not critical when I see myself in the mirror. So I took that time to write that little positive affirmation. Plus, I did look at my previous brain dump and just gone and had a look at some of the things that maybe I didn't action from last week, or that I had written down to refer to later on. So that's that one. Now, if you did write anything down that was in your head, because remember, when we brain dump, we're not filtering, we're not judging, we're not writing it down because we don't want to face it. Sometimes I know brain dumping may bring up things that you're not ready to face yet, and that's okay. But if it's in your head, acknowledge it, note it, write it down, and we're going to do and look into it at another time. Hi Victoria, my city distracted me with fireworks, but I made it. Hello everyone. Oh, I love fireworks. That is so wonderful. I do love watching fireworks. Yes, and so how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us, Victoria. So if you did write anything down that may be self-doubt, limiting beliefs, you're comparing yourself to someone else, you have imposter syndrome, or you're just not being nice to yourself. I have written in the past as part of my brain dump that, am I good enough, mom? Am I being a kind, loving wife? I'm not where I should be. I'm feeling behind. I should be making more money. I should have done this. All the shoulda, woulda, coulda, all the things that are maybe limiting you, because that could be the dialogue that you have had for many, many years. You know, somewhere along the line, someone had said something that now you believe is true, but really it's not. So if you did write anything down, first of all, I want you to challenge it. If it's a limiting belief or negative thoughts or self doubt, I want you to challenge it. Is it true? So for me, you know, I'm not a good mom because maybe I've just, you know, yelled at my kids and you know, being nasty to my older son, and then I may have gone, you know, I'm such a mean mom. I'm such, you know, I'm not a kind person. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is it true? Okay, if it's not true, no, I am a good mom. I just lost my temper that moment. Okay, yes, I am a good, kind, I'm seeing if my husband's here, good, kind, loving wife, right? I want you to challenge it to see if it's true. That's negative thoughts. If it's not true, I want you to cross it off, right? Cross it off and say, no, I don't, I am a good mom. I am a good wife. So anything that you may have written down, self-doubt, limiting belief, challenge it and then reframe it. I am a good mom. I just lost my temper. I am a kind, loving wife. I'm just tired, right? I'm cranky because I'm tired and I'm hungry. Okay, so if you did have any of those, challenge it. And if there's anything on there, again, another wonderful planner, it's in my membership. Susan had talked about anything that, you know, I don't have time or capacity or emotional well-being to address right now. Right, just circle it and write it down that you're going to address it later when you're up to it. Okay, so maybe there's some challenges or struggling moments you're going through at the moment. Now, please, a disclaimer, the content that I share with you is from my own personal experience. You know, if planning, you know, looking after yourself with self-care, habit tracking, if that's still being, you know, not addressing any emotional or mental well-being that you're facing with at the moment, I highly recommend. I've done it. I've seen therapists in the past to work through all my anxious thoughts. Make sure you seek professional help. So all the things that I say on here on my channel, it's just for, you know, educational or entertainment purpose. So I'm not I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. So if those things do come up as part of your brain dumping, I know some of you have said that you don't want to do brain dumping because it can bring up, you know, personal thoughts that might be new and might hurt you. Okay, so don't not do a brain dump because of those, because if it stays in your head, it's going to brew, it's going to gather momentum, and you're going to start feeling worse, and you know, think less of yourself. And we don't want that, because you are great, you are doing enough, you are doing your best with whatever capacity, energy, and mental, physical, and emotional well-being that you have at the moment. So I want you to know you are wonderful, and I want you to see yourself with eyes of love. Let's have a look. I saw so many people pop in. Mary Ellie, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. How are you? Mark, I made it, Marianne. I'm likely going to rewind to the beginning a little bit, but I wanted to say thank you for everything you do on your channel. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And as you can see, Mark and Marielle, we love it. Olympia, how are you? Nice to see you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Olympia, is this your first time? Please let me know if it's your first time, because of course we would love to welcome you, as well as Mark. Mark, is this your first time on the chat? I think so. It has to be. Yes. Woohoo! Yay! Marianne grounds me. I really find her methods to go side by side with my get things done. I love it. Hello, Melinda. How are you? Oh, Kiara, I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully it's because you have been busy with lots of different hobbies and everything. Thank you so much. Oh, you people are so wonderful. Thank you for joining me today and taking a little bit of your precious time to join me and my wonderful plannerettes in the live chat. Okay, so if you did write anything down that might be a little bit sensitive, you're feeling a little bit vulnerable and delicate, note and acknowledge it, because it's important to get it out of your head and down on paper. But if you don't have the capacity at the moment to address it right now, highlight or circle it in, well, I was going to say red. It's red or well, actually, my printer printed it orange because my ink is running out. But whatever it is, highlight it if you need to address it later when you have a little bit. I call it my worry log time, or I'm going to journal about it. Or if it's not true, I want you to cross it off. Okay. I've commented on your videos, but never one on your live stream. That's right, because I've never seen your avatar before. So that's why I wanted to welcome you. Live is always wonderful. Comments, of course, on the replay or in the comment section are as much as wonderful, but it's so nice when it's in real time. Oh, you are so great to watch. Thank you, Olympia. That's so lovely. Let me see. Do I have a lovely hearts for that? Of course I have a lovely hearts for that. Oh, I love it. Brain dumps are good to help sleep. Yes, brain dumps are also, if you have a little journal and you can't go to sleep because thoughts are swirling in your head, even if it's for exciting stuff, like, how when you were young and at school and you got to go to camp and then you can't go to sleep, it's same thing, write it down. So then, because you can't go to sleep when you have thoughts in your head because your brain thinks you'll forget about it. So it's keeping you awake. Well, that's what I'm thinking anyway, but I'm sure there's studies and research on it. So by getting it down on paper, your brain now goes, oh, okay, I trust us that we won't forget it because we have written it down. It's starting to trust you. So yes, brain dumps are good to help sleep. All right, so for the next minute, I want you to have a look if there's anything else on your brain dump that you may be self-talks, limiting beliefs. Challenge it, reframe it, or just circle it so that maybe we can address it, or you can address it later when you do your journaling and reframing. Okay, let's go. And the beauty about brain dumping is if you go and, of course, hold on to your previous brain dumps where you haven't maybe actioned or assigned previous brain dump. Things like, oh, buy myself new hoop earrings. I want to buy some big hoop earrings. Very Rosie Perez earrings from White Men Can't Jump, right? I love big hoop earrings. So I'm going to put that, buy hoop earrings. Maybe I'll do that this week. Buy hoop earrings. Okay, so see how I have forgotten. It's like it has, dropped from my memory because my brain probably thought, you know what? She has written this somewhere along the way, and if she's good enough to go back into her trusted system, then she will remember to buy herself earrings. Okay, so for those of you, Olympia says, as a teacher, brain dumps are at the end of the day. Yes, that's a great one too. Teach, because you don't want to be carrying all those things, throughout your personal time. We've got teaching stuff, you'll know that you can refer back to. I love that, Olympia. So what I want you to do, or what is have a look at your current brain dump right now. Okay, so Are you able to spot top 3 things that you need to do for today or tomorrow, or even top 3 things that, I'd like to review that for, make sure I review that for the week or review that for the month or later down the down the track. So if you're wanting to share what are 1, 2, or 3 things that you have come up from your brain dump, top 3 for the week. So I know I have a current sale going on in my shop that I need to go and make sure that I do the promotions on Instagram, tell people about it, because if no one knows about it, no one's going to go visit the shop, which I'll talk about later on. Okay, so now what happens? Of course, like Gloria said, if you are liking this live stream, you're getting value from it, make sure you hit that like button, because of course that tells YouTube that, hey, maybe some other plannerettes or other planners are going to enjoy this as well. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and that would really appreciate that so much. All right, so I feel a little bit better. So all of this, before we color coded or before we circled it in different colors, was in my head. Now, if I kept that in my head, guess what will happen? It would be swirling in there. I'll have to try. What do I have to try and remember? What was that thing again that I said I wanted to do on Tuesday? Oh my goodness, right? So that is where a lot of the overwhelm will come in. Okay, so Michelle says, my top tasks for today are some cooking, cleaning, and planning tasks that will set me up for the week. I love it. That is wonderful. Yes, another teacher here too, but in Australia. Yes, we are currently on our term 3. And I think we'll be finishing soon, won't we? Like a few more weeks. Nowadays, because I'm not, we do our homeschooling for my younger son, 16, who's on the autism spectrum, and then the older one who's in year 12, last year of high school. I'm not as involved as I used to be with the different timelines of school. And so I'm like, oh, Monday I'll turn up or wake up and go, oh, it's school holidays. I didn't even know it was school holidays. I'm a chronic lister. I like your bubble method, Marianne. I think I will try that next month. Yes. But can I just say, please don't write start next month. Start today. Start next week, okay? Oh, Brenda, you are so beautiful. Thank you so much for the wonderful super chat. Thank you so much for all you do, Marianne. Oh, Brenda, love you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you are part of my life now, as well as my plannerettes inner circle. Thank you. Yay. Oh, I'm all like, oh. If I don't think I'll go rosy on the cheek with my olive skin tone, but oh, thank you. Big love to you, Brenda. We are going into our first complete week, right? Oh, yes, that's right, because you are back to school in the US. I love it. So make sure you're taking a lot of time for yourself as well. I know with start of school, we're like, I know, well, teachers put so much on their to-do plate as well. Okay, so the brain dump, now that we have categorized things for to do, the green one, remember my green one here is for things to do today and tomorrow. My blue one is things to do for the week. And guess what? That's all we're going to walk into for the new week. The things for the month, we're going to look at next week. Just like I did today, is I looked at my previous brain dump and had a look. Was there anything that I had written last week that I said I would like to do for the month of September, or maybe that I didn't action because at the time it's not of a high priority? This is when you now get to start to see what needs to get action only for today, tomorrow, and the week. So you say, Marianne, what do we do for the rest of the month? You look at that next week. Why are we putting things on our to-do plate or our list or our planner that does not need to get action until September 23rd, right? Picking a random date. If and when you do a brain dump and you create a category like this, you are creating a trusted system for yourself to say, I don't need to worry about that until the time comes, until it's time to plan for it again. So, yes, let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, of course, sending you lots of good vibes for the fresh semester, Olympia. We have 3 weeks to go. All right, there you go. It's 3 weeks. Woohoo! All right. So I'm sure my older son, year 12, is going to look forward to that. They've just finished their half trials, so they're all their exams halfway through. So he's going to love that little break. Thank you, Michelle. Same to you. I love it. Okay. So the next part of my, after a brain dump, after categorizing, is we're now just going to look at the things we have written down for today and tomorrow. And this is where my running to-do list comes in. So this is not part of the free Calm and Clear Starter Kit. You can find this in my shop at mariannecrest.com. This is based on the Alistair method, where you keep one simple list, okay? 1 page, not 2. A lot of you are probably going, what? My task and to-dos won't fit on 1 page, Marianne. I have lots. And this is where your overwhelm is going to come in. Because if you are going to go over and write down your to-do list past 1 page, that's where you're putting too much on your list, okay? And then you might ask, well, Marianne, they're all got to get done. Yes, they're all got to get done, but do they all have to get done this week? And if so, you say again, yes, they do, Marianne, then you have too much on your plate, because you are not allowing for breathing space for things to come up that's unplanned. I don't know, are you planning your breaks and self-care in there? And if you go, I don't have time for self-care, Marianne, I've got too much on my list. Again, that's where a lot of the overwhelm, burnout, anxiety, or anxious or stress may start to come in. Because the analogy that I use is, if you think of your task, right, your to-do list, whether you keep it on 1 page or if you've written it down in your weekly spread or your daily planner pages, think of your task, all right? Analogy time, everybody. Think of your task as a backpack, all right? So you have a backpack on, and your to-dos and tasks, I'm going to make it as bricks, okay? They can be little bricks, big bricks, or you can maybe stones or rocks, whatever it is, but I'm going to just use them as bricks, okay? You have 1 backpack. You're only carrying 1. Just think of it as a carry-on, not another luggage, okay? 1 backpack on your tasks. If you think of your, on your to-do list, if you think of your task and to-dos as bricks, okay? Now you're putting all these bricks in your backpack, all right? Now, if you have a smaller backpack because maybe you're not feeling well, maybe emotionally and mentally you do not have the capacity, so your backpack for this week might be a little bit smaller. So guess what? You can't fit in as many tasks in there. If you do, what will happen? Maybe the zipper will break, okay? Maybe the straps might start to unravel. It may not break today, but it might break tomorrow when you add another brick into your backpack. Okay, so think of this. If you say, Marianne, I cannot keep my task and to-do list on 1 simple page. I need to carry 2 backpacks. Now think, you're carrying 2 backpacks with lots and lots of bricks in them. Okay, what's going to happen? Your shoulder's going to ache. So think of your shoulders as your energy, your capacity. Okay? If you carry too many backpacks, or you put too many bricks, which is tasks and to-dos, or worries, or any thoughts, or whatever else in your backpack, it's going to put a strain on you. You may not be able to close the zipper. Someone might hand you another brick, an emergency brick, or hey, can you go and do this today because it's important? And then you're going to try and stuff your backpack with all these bricks. The capacity of your backpack does not have that capacity. You may not be able to zip it up. It might break, or it might get so heavy on you that you will make yourself feel sick. You will worry yourself with so much anxious thoughts. You will overwhelm yourself. You are going to stress yourself out. And then you may not be able to carry that that backpack. That backpack might be sitting on the floor in the form of procrastination. Okay? So really important. Have a think. Have a think of your to-do list as your backpack. Only carry one. Let me have a look. Where are we? Let's quickly look at Olympia says, I need to create a budget for September, set up husband with a supplement insurance to go with his Social Security here in the US. Love it. Olympia has noted her top 3 priorities that came from the brain dump. Gloria says, we are 20 and only 2 likes. Hands up. Let's help this channel grow with our lives. Mwah! Gloria, thank you so much. I love it. I appreciate that. See, this is what I mean with finding your community of supportive plannerettes that just want you to win, and because I want you to win. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Olympia. Yes, I love it. It's really helpful, this brain dump system you are teaching us. Oh, I appreciate it. And look, I only started this brain dump in this form and created the guide probably only a few months, because I kept going, I'm doing brain dumps, but why am I still overwhelmed? Because I stopped at the brain dump and I didn't categorize. So it's really like I just moved it from here to down on paper thinking, yay, I took action. And then, but why am I still overwhelmed? Why am I still stressed? Because I didn't narrow the focus down. So that's all we're doing. See how I've got purple and yellow? I don't need to look at them until next week. Why am I going to carry them in my backpack this week when it's unnecessary? Okay, so that was a lot. That was a lot of talk, but when I see something important like this, it's really, and putting it into a way that I understand, and hopefully you understand as well. So next time you create a task and to-do list, and then you go task, 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 to-dos, 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 task, 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 appointments, bills to pay, task, 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 task. You're carrying too many backpacks, or you're carrying too many bricks to fit within the capacity you're in. And unfortunately, even when we plan right in our planner or our task, we cannot anticipate ahead of time how we will feel next week, whether we emotionally, mentally, or physically. And that is why you need to be intentional with creating breathing space for yourself. Okay? You need to make sure that if and when, which they will, things come up that's out of your plan, out of your control, not within the capacity and energy and focus that you will have whatever day of the week next week. Whatever day of the week next week, you got to allow for breathing room. So please, and it's practice. It will take time to, narrow down your task only on one page. But guess what? Because we categorized only for today and tomorrow, that's all we're going to look at. And your running to-do list will help you with that, okay? So keep one simple list of tasks, and then we're going to mark down which day of the week we want to action them if it's not within today or tomorrow. The value of this is huge, okay? So instead of juggling tasks across multiple pages, which we'll do I think tomorrow we'll do that, but keeping it on one main list is giving yourself an opportunity to visually see how much you are putting on yourself. It's all good. We can, of course, put our task and to-dos in our daily planner pages, in our weekly pages to, if we start off that way, because we are having to flip the pages, we don't get to see how much really we're putting on ourselves, how much pressure we're putting on ourselves if we have to turn the page. By starting off putting it on one list, it's going to help you see your entire week and give you that breathing space, Okay, so this is going to mean less overwhelm, more focus, and you always know where to look because you have your main list to go off when you plan, which we'll do tomorrow in another live stream, plan for the week. But this is the basis. If we can have a look, let me see if I can, where is my little notepad? Okay, so if you can have a look at what we're doing right now as a funnel. I love doing this one, okay? So as a funnel, okay, this is before brain dump, okay? Everything is brain dump, okay? Okay, everything. It's all blah, 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 blah. All talk and all things we're worrying in our head. Then we do a brain dump, okay? So as you can see, there's the funnel. Then we categorize. Okay, guess what's happening to the funnel? It's narrowing down. We're narrowing down the focus. And then we're only going to look at today, tomorrow, week. Okay? And look, we're funneling. Before, it was all a mess. Now, we're just going to look at today, tomorrow, and for the week. That's it for the moment. This is not the end, though, yet, because tomorrow we'll do what to do next. So on your to-do list, everything that's in green today and tomorrow, or whatever color you picked, and blue for the week, we're gonna write it down. Don't worry about the order at the moment, just write it down as you see it on your brain dump, okay? Just do this for the next 5 minutes. And of course, if you don't have this, all you gotta do is write it down, write it down, dot, 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 okay? Write it down. So you might go, I'm writing it again? Yes, because if you are not yet able to, if you're not overwhelmed and if you're not stuck and you're not feeling stressed or anxious or you're not, you can manage your task, of course, that is the system that works well for you. But if you're like me and I look at this and then I go, right, if I can go off my brain dump later on, then that is a new system, a trusted system that I'm going off. But for the moment, I know because, Wednesday might come up and then those self-doubt might creep in because I haven't had enough sleep. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Someone said something that triggered me, okay? Because I know myself right now that when, not if, when things don't go according to plan, oh my goodness, and then my self-doubt pops in. You go, see, I told you, Marianne, you're not good enough, and blah, 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 right? So my dialogue has been like that for 20, 30 years. So I need to create new systems that I'm going to start trusting in myself. So if you go, Marianne, rewriting it and over is a waste of time, that means whatever system you have is working well for you. And of course, that is brilliant. I love that because you have found a system that works well for you. For those of us that, Thursday, I know my thoughts take over. My limiting beliefs take over. Only because that's the habit I've been in for 20, 30 years. That's the talk, that's the negative talk that I have gotten used to. So I've got to start and reframe it and change it. And that's why I will see myself with eyes of love, that I need to have it written down here, written down here, because I need reminding. It's like the kids. They need reminding over and over again until it gets there and becomes a habit. Okay. I need to do less scrolling, more reading, less sugar, more exercise. Yes, that's pretty much my well-being habit. Yay, 19 likes now. We did it. Thank you. I'll catch up on replay. I need to leave. Great session. Bye, Gloria. Hopefully you were still here. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. All right. So write down. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the timer. I'm going to write down only the things that I have circled or highlighted for today and tomorrow. Don't worry about the order they're in because I'll show you how to do a running to-do list, or if you have just a plain piece of paper, how you can then move it into an actionable plan. So let's put 5 minutes on the time. How did you go? Let's move that for a second. So what I've done is all the things I have highlighted or circled that is in green. So for me, remember, green is things for today and tomorrow. That's sort of like a non-negotiable that they need to get done either today or tomorrow, and leaving it later in the week, you know, will have different consequences, or it's time or day sensitive. And then the blue for me is this week's priority. Again, this is a brain dump guide freebie, is part of the free Calm and Clear starter kit. So make sure you check that link in the description if you haven't yet downloaded and printed yours. Now, the running to-do list is not part of it. It is in my shop. It allows you to now write down those today, tomorrow, and the week task on one single page. I think I got to do, so for the moment, I mean, disregard this. It's just because I know what I'm doing and I did it ahead of time. So you just write down the today, tomorrow, and the week task in no particular order. We're not sorting anything yet. We're just writing it down on one list. The reason for writing it all down on one list is then visually you can see how much you are putting on your plate for the week. So if you know, start to go, oh, there's quite a bit already, and maybe I want to buy the hooped earrings this week. Buy hoop earrings this week. So maybe I'll do that on next Saturday, my little outing, okay? What I've done is, once I've written it down on my running to-do list for the week, I have crossed it off my brain dump guide. Okay, Night L, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully the storm, you can weather the storm and no more electricity going off as well. And Olympia, you're probably already gone. Good night. Oh, well, good night. See you tomorrow. Yes. And Gloria as well. Catch up on the replay. Need to leave. Great session, Marianne. Thank you. I love it. Okay, so cross it off your brain dump. So then that way, when you are going to refer to it the following week, when you do another brain dump, you don't have to read it again. Okay, so you're now being efficient in making sure that things that you have already written down on a to-do list, you don't need to review. So as you can see here, the only thing that's left on my brain dump, which I don't need to look at for this week, is for things for the month or things for the future. I can review them again like last week in this week to see, is that something I need to do this week? No, still not ready for it yet. Okay, not a top priority. Oh, there's my buy hoop earrings. So I can cross that off from last week. Okay. So what you're doing now is you're creating a trusted system that you can refer to. So again, this is based on, you know, David Allen's How to Get Things Done. Capture, so that is writing it somewhere on a piece of paper that you are going to trust yourself to refer back to, because there's no point writing it down and then it's over there, over here, over there. So that's why a brain dump is not only good for sorting the things you need to do for the week, but also noting down the things that you would love to do, but not right now, or you don't know yet what the outcome will look like. And so, look, I've got all my old brain dump pages from here. Okay, I've crossed it off once I know I have either completed everything, or I don't need to look at it anymore, or I've written it somewhere else. Okay, so that is a trusted system. So once you have finished on the things, or written down the things for today, tomorrow on your running to-do list, okay, again, based on the Alistair method, where it's one simple page that you can see visually all the things that you need to do. These are the known things. These are the things that came from your brain dump. It's not the only thing you're going to do this week, because things will come up. And that is why you need to leave breathing space. Because if you fill this in already with all the stuff you want to do for the week, and then something else comes up, something will need to be dropped from your list. And then that's where the overwhelm comes in, because it's like, now you're going to feel like you're going to fall behind. Now it's like you feel like you're not as organized. Leaving yourself breathing space and also having it on one page, you can now start to go So, right, I've written it all down here. Okay, when would I like to do them? So here I'm doing a Sunday start. The running to-do list also has a version of with a Monday start. So whenever you do this, this brain dump or running to-do list. So I've written it down, 7th to the 13th of September. So September 7th, because you know we love to use colorful markers here to make it all stand out. Okay, September 7th to the 13th. And then you're going to correct at the bottom of this list, there's little keys, little actions. So you put a little dot for when you would like to action these to-dos, appointments, events, habits, and routines. So because I know already, look for Sunday, it looks like I have a lot on. Normally, you want to only assign a hard number to your task and to-dos for the day. 3 to 5 or 5 to 7, if you want 7 to 10, if a lot of them are similar things that you can batch action. So if it's a lot of emails, a lot of admin stuff, then you can do, 3 to 4 things in one go. So, but then if you find that you have 20 things for today, that's when you need to ask yourself, am I putting too many bricks in my backpack, right? So backpack is your task list, bricks are your to-dos. You need to allow for breathing space or leave space for things that will come up. Now, I do have a full walkthrough on exactly how to use the running to-do list. I have a dedicated video that you can check after this live stream. It's the main one on my page, and if you just put task management or running to-do list, and I show you exactly the step-by-step on how to use this running to-do list. So make sure you check that if you haven't seen it yet. Okay, so if you want this printable, check the description as well. I do have that in my shop. At the moment, it's available in A5, Happy Planner Classic, and letter size. And I think I also have a traveler's notebook. So I'll talk to you about that, my different planner printable sizes in a second. So do check that out. So you can grab this anytime, or you can just make your own list in your own planner pages. You don't have to buy the My Printable, but it just makes it easy, especially if you have a printer at home. So now we're going to move past this. We've now, for the week so far, we have written down our list. We're going to assign what day of the week we would like to action it. As you can see here, I have a few ... because they're the habits and routines that I want to do on a regular basis, like get outside, do my workout, daily journaling. Now, what happens as well is once you start assigning the days of the week, if you have Thursday as an example as your day off, don't put so much stuff on your to-do list for Thursday, because your day off is supposed to be for rest, not for when you get, all these tasks done. And then if you go to me, Marianne, but the laundry's got to get done, the chores, the cleaning the house and everything else. Try and see if you can help delegate some of those to other family members, or ask for help. Just because it's on your to-do list, just because it's in your planner, does not mean you're the only person that has to do it. I will put vacuuming on my to-do list, but it's not me that's doing them, right? It's the older son, but I need to do it so then I can help remind him. So very, very important that if you are finding yourself with more tasks on your to-do list, first of all, does it matter right now? Can it be moved into next week or the following month? Second, ask for help. You do not have to do everything yourself. Okay, we have got it in our head, especially for us women who feel like we got to do it all ourselves, or else it doesn't get done, or it doesn't get done the way we want to. We have to let that go if you feel like you are doing too much, or if it's stressing you out. And also, yeah, delegate. Hey, especially for work. I know a lot of women have so many things on their to-do list, and I have had plannerettes in my community who have said, ask for help from your boss. Okay, they won't know that you are overwhelmed. They probably think, oh my goodness, Marianne's, can handle it all. Let's give her more tasks. And because you want to make, if you're a classic people pleaser, you go, I'll do it because if I say no, they might think I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. The self-talk, the limiting belief pops in, right? But if you go, look, boss, I already quite have a few things on my to-do list. Can you help me out? Which of these do I need that's high importance that I need to do that's, we got to get done by next week? They'll go, do that one, do that one. Okay, with these other ones, is that something I need to do right now? Or can someone else help me with it? Or can someone else do it? Because I don't have enough time to action the things that you say is important. And if they're a good boss, they're going to help you out because they will want to make sure the importance tasks that they said are important gets done by you. If you're the best person for it, then all the other tasks, if you go, I can't manage it all myself, they'll go, oh, actually, we don't actually need to do that anymore because blah, blah, blah said this. And it's like, what? Why didn't you tell me? And here I am worrying about it, stressing out about it because they don't, they probably have their own overwhelming things to do, okay? Ask for help or delegate your tasks. And don't put tasks on the day that you already have lots of things on or that it is your day off, okay? So only one page. So let me know if you have any questions. If you go, Marianne, they're all important. You might have to be quite brutal with your assessing it and going, if this doesn't get done today, tomorrow, or for the week, what are the consequences? And it's like, well, nothing, apart from maybe laundry that doesn't get folded or put away. Or maybe this week, I won't be able to go and clean the kitchen cupboard, but that's okay because some other higher priority stuff. Okay, so this step is really crucial, and more than that, the overwhelm will creep back in if you put too much on your plate. All right, so let me know how you feel. Does this sound like it's something that you can do? If it's your first time only putting your tasks, all right, this is just the list, okay? Tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to put it in our planner, and this is where the focus or the funnel gets even narrower, because then if you use a daily planner, you're only going to focus on the things for that day. So we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so let me know if this is all good. We've done this so far. Okay, and of course the other thing which is really important is make sure you are adding self-care on your list. So here I am, I've got my get outside, I do my workout and my journaling. As you can see, I've noted down that I would like to do it every day. Do I get to do it every day? No. Okay, it's not about perfection. It's about being intentional, right? So in your Calm and Clear Starter Kit, again, I'll pop that in the chat right now if you haven't yet downloaded it. You get the brain dump guide, you get the brain dump trigger list, you get the brain dump grid paper, and you get a self-care bingo card that has 25 different self-care ideas that you can go and add into your planner for the week, only for the week. You can choose one and do the same thing, for the rest of the week. So take 1 minute deep breathing, do that either every single day or 3 to 5 times a week, or you might want to change it up. The self-care bingo card has all these lovely different self-care activities, and a lot of them will only take 1 minute, some 5, some 10, some, take the whole day off or say no to something that is non-urgent, okay? I think I read a book, The Hell Yeah. If it ain't a hell yeah, and you have to go, you know how when sometimes you get invited to things and you go, let me check my planner, right? If you didn't jump at it, maybe you can say no. No is a full sentence, all right? So pick a few to schedule for the week. Let me show you what I did last week. Okay, what did I write? 1 minute deep breaths, okay? I was intentional by writing it down. What else? Color by numbers. So I took time to do my color by numbers. read a chapter of a book. Okay, I may not do it that day all the time, but I make sure then when I go back, because I didn't read a book. Okay, so by planning your self-care ahead of time, go for a walk, listen to a fave song. Okay, I didn't pick one for here for Saturday, and I haven't picked one. So it doesn't mean you have to go and put something, but you need to be intentional with your breaks. So if you think you don't have time for breaks, that's exactly when you need the breaks the most. Okay, so if you have lots on your to-do list, you gotta have as much breaks, because or else you are going to work off an empty tank. You need to refill. Again, analogy, if you are a car, right? If you go and run it on empty all the time, the car will break. Maybe not now, but later down the track, things will start to fall apart. So have your breaks, have your refill. All right, so how are we going? I know we're now going into an hour and 45 minutes we've been on, but this is important. So the brain dump and weekly reset, I do once a month, first Sunday of each month. So make sure you come along and check us out. And so, okay, so here's your recap from today's session. 1, write everything down. No filter, no judgment. Doesn't matter if it's not grammatically correct. Doesn't matter if you are not writing things, spelling it correctly, or even if you want to swear. There's no filter. It's your own brain dump. Okay. I mean, I'm not swearing on mine because I'm here, showing up, but privately, sometimes I'm in my journal, I'm swearing, because it's like, there's the frustration, there's the thoughts that's in my head, so I write it down. 2, categorize things into timeline, things you need to do for today, tomorrow, this week, this month, later down the track. Any thoughts that might have popped up, write it down. Again, no judgment. You're just categorizing. You're just sorting, okay? So for our analogy with the laundry, brain dump is you just dumping the basket of clean clothes onto the bed. And then categorizing in those different timelines, it's just you sorting things into and organizing into socks, underwear, linen, okay? You're not putting it away yet. And then the 1-page running to-do list is like you putting the things that need to go in the sock drawer, in the underwear drawer, okay? So intentionally plan your self-care as well. Don't leave it as an afterthought. Don't leave it as a reward. Self-care is not a reward. It's a necessity. It's part of our survival. It's a must-do, not a, okay, maybe later if I have time or when I've done this. Okay, so really, really important that self-care is part of your to-do list. That is one brick that needs to be put in your backpack of to-do list first thing, and need more of those the more tasks that you have for yourself. Okay, so a quick note. If you're watching this before Tuesday, September the 9th, before 5 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, I've got a last chance sale on all of my non-A5 and non-personal planner insert downloads before I retire them for good. If you have subscribed to my newsletter, you would have seen the reason why I'm doing that is because when we talk about focus, remember, funneling down, with having so many different planner sizes in my shop, I think I get only a few sales on the different planners that are non-A5 or non-personal. So I am narrowing down the offer of my printables to only A5 and personal planner to keep, because that's what I use on a daily and weekly and regular basis. Now, of course, if you use other planner sizes, that doesn't mean the value that I share with you here on YouTube or on Instagram will no longer make sense, because I've always talked about it doesn't matter what planner size, planner brand, planner system you have, dated, undated. The value that I say when it comes to your productivity, habit tracking, and joyful self-care and intentional planning all works, because we're all different anyway. our brain works differently, and I'm sure there's a lot of you here that don't use A5 or personal that still get value from them. So I do have on my shop mariannecresp.com. Let me see if I can do this. So the letter size, Happy Planner Classic, and I think the Traveler's Notebook, no code needed. Once you just pop it into the cart, the 30% discount code will get applied automatically. So grab them already, so then that way if you use all these other ones, then you can go and get them from the shop at Marianne Crest. So the A5 and the personal size printable, they stay the same, but everything else 30% off before I retire them. Let's quickly have a look. Bye, Azalea. Bye. See you next time. Yes, until next time. Appreciate you. Bye. Bye, Azalea. And now, I really like your planning system, Marianne. I'm a ring planner user, so appreciate everything you're showing us. It's now late here in the East Coast of USA. I'll view the rest of the video later. Thank you for popping by, Azalea. Appreciate you. Okay, so if you have had your eye on those different planner printable, now is the time. The link's in the description below. Let me see if I have that also in the chat. There's my shop there. Okay, so you can go and check that out. And of course, in my Plannerettes Inner Circle, we do a brain dump and weekly reset every single week. Whoops. Every single week. I think my parents are calling. Okay. In my Plannerettes Inner Circle, we do this brain dump and weekly reset every single week together, not just once a month, because it's accountability. It helps motivate us, and it take action, because sometimes when you have to do it all yourself, you don't do it at all, and it really helps stay consistent. So the Planner Inner Circle is currently closed, but I'm going to open it back in the Q4 this year. So if you would like to be a part of that, I have the Planner Inner Circle waitlist form that you can fill in. There is the QR code that you can scan. I do also have, I'll make sure the link is also in the description below. Now, I want to hear from you, whether you are here in the live chat or watching on replay. Pop in the comment section, what is one thing that came up in your brain dump today that surprised you? Okay, for me, one of the things that brain dump is like, oh, I forgot something that I had written last week that I wanted to do, which was buy new hoop earrings. So this is a lovely surprise that I had forgotten about it, and then my own brain dump printable had from last week reminded me. So that was a lovely surprise, because that's a nice little treat that I can give myself. I wish could get the bundle in all the size. Oh, that would be lovely, yes. But you know, you can also, if you are clever enough with the planner printer preference on your computer and changing planner pages, because you can customize customize the pages on your printer setting. So if you put in however many inches, you know, the sides and the lengths are, and then you just manipulate it or do change the default size and customize the percentages, you can also just print the same printable for different planner sizes. So really, really important. Can't wait to hopefully join the, yes, I know, I'll open it soon. It's like, you know what? It's my own perfectionism and procrastination, and you know, it's like, Marianne, you're going to do what you tell your Plannerettes to do. You know, do it messy, start it, you know, not being perfect. So I did do that with the early bird access a couple of weeks ago, but now the next. So I'll only open it up now probably once every quarter. So then that way we all start together and we all nurture each other. So hopefully, yes, I'll open it very, very soon. I noticed that it was a lot easier to follow the process today, being my second go, right? Because the first time, like, anything. You know how when you do analogy time, line dancing, and you're following, the grapevine. You remember the grapevine? It's like, what's the steps? Because you're trying to follow everyone along with you. You won't get it until you do it over and over again. And then later on, you're line dancing, and you don't even have to worry about the steps anymore because it becomes habitual. I love that. Michelle says, I was surprised that I had things on in the coming weeks to lock in that I hadn't really set out properly in my mind. I also managed to book online some important recurring appointments. I love that. Now you have set yourself up for success because you created a recurring appointments. Is the Inner Circle going to be a monthly subscription? Yes, it is a monthly subscription, Irene. So and hopefully when I open it back up, there'll be, some perks for those that sign up right away, because that's what I did with the founding members, and then the early bird access, all these little things. And while I was trying to figure out, the behind the scenes setup and framework. But I think what we have going on at the moment is so wonderful because it's not so much accountability for yourself, but knowing that we are not alone. That, I'll know when we're all in the same boat where, midweek we're all quiet because we're all going through whatever struggles and challenges we have for the week. But we know, so we do a brain dump, weekly brain dump, and we also have a Zoom catch up where we see each other face to face and just talk whatever is, foremost wins, struggles, and just, we make fun things like, we make fun things like bracelet. Oh, I took it off and I was washing my hand. Little, those bracelets, and we make it fun. We do creative stuff as well because that's part of self-care. Okay, so in the plannerettes, it helps us clear the mental clutter, sort what matters, and we give ourselves a strong start for the week. But this planning, let me see where I'm at. Where's my thing? Okay, tomorrow, what do we do with this running to-do list? Where is it? Okay, so a lot of us can go off this list, but for me, it's, again, too much. We're going to break down the funnel even further. So tomorrow I'll be live again for a Plan With Me session where we'll turn today's brain dump into an actual plan. We'll review last week's planner pages, migrate anything that still matters to us for the week, and set up a fresh planner pages with color, washies, tapes, and stickers. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that bell so then you'll get notified exactly when I am on. So if you've ever felt stuck wondering, what to do or how to do it, take the brain dump. Tomorrow we'll talk about what we do next. Okay, so this is a great start. And again, of course, it's taken me 2 hours to do this. It won't take you that long when you start to do it yourself. And of course, we get to enjoy each other's company. So tomorrow's live stream for you is, if you are stuck wondering how do I take my brain dump and actually plan for my week, make sure you join me again tomorrow. Bring your planner, your favorite pens. Keep me company as we've planned with intention. And of course, if you missed any part of today's session, go back and then brain dump along with me. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. Same place, different time. It is now scheduled on my main channel. It'll tell you exactly when it's on in your time zone. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye. Bye.
We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. We get down to the beat, y'all. It's like we're not going anywhere. Maybe it's because there's something in the air. And I don't even care, no, I don't even care anymore. It's like we're losing all track of time. I just got one thing on my mind. Baby, one day